Hi, everybody. This is Bad Bubba Brewer, and welcome to Triple B Unscripted. All right?
Yeah, we're doing it.
Awesome.
Hey, to his defense, we had literally like 1, 2, 4, like 6 shows come out this week alone. So we don't even know what we're doing at this point. We have so many shows. But
That's what
yeah,
we
to
get for
Bubba's
practicing.
defense.
We practiced, ladies and gentlemen, before this, and I pooched it. Pooched a punt.
Anyway, that was Bad Bubba Brewer, in case you don't know. Probably the reason why you're all here. The man, the myth, the legend, Idiot County's finest. What else?
That's good enough right now. I don't want to get too notorious there, Mav.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I
take
am.
it easy tonight.
Yeah.
I am, super producer Gary D, Maverick, whatever you want to call me. And then we have Cable over here, whichever direction you're at today.
I don't know where you guys are. I can hear you.
But anyway, yeah, welcome to Triple B Experience Unscripted, 3B Unscripted. And guys, let's get into it here. It was a big week. We're gonna do a little round robin style here. We each pick a topic. I'm gonna go first this time since last time I had like a minute.
Sorry.
To go. Last time we did this. So my topic is gonna be wrestling this week. Wow. I mean, I don't even know what else to say, but wow. Friday night, AEW Rampage, we see the return of CM Punk. After 7-year hiatus, did you gentlemen actually ever think we'd ever see that again?
No.
Nope.
I thought at some point we would see it again. In my heart, deep down, I think we'd see it again. It just had to be the right situation, and I can't think of a better situation for CM Punk to walk into than AEW. And honestly, it seems like everything worked out perfectly between the promo, the pop that he got, because who knows? There could be a lot of people that were bitter about him leaving. You don't know how the fans are going to react. But I think overall the crowd was ecstatic to see him, and it was a huge night.
It was good. They only had 3 matches, and they showed him off at the start of the show, which was, if you're going to go that way, that's the best way to do it.
Get the ratings. You know what I mean? That way, people that just tune in and turn the channel,
And what was the ratings?
Fans waited long enough. It's like you said, it's been 7 years, and everybody knew what was going to happen. So why not just open like that?
Yeah, I mean, nothing's sacred at this point anymore. But I don't know. Like, a part of me felt like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Is it too good to be true? But then when you start seeing the CM Punk merchandise popping up, and like they didn't sugarcoat it, fans walk into that arena that day and that merchandise was on sale, you knew he was going to be there. So when that stuff started popping out on the internet, you're like, this is going to happen.
I didn't even see that.
I think it crashed Pro Wrestling Tees.
Pro Wrestling Tees and AEW's shop, which they're not even selling on AEW shop, I don't believe. The T-shirts. I think it was just Pro Wrestling Tees. But I think a lot of fans thought that it was going to be sold on AEW shop, and it crashed as well. So that is crazy. That is crazy. But everything, like I said, from the promo to the ice cream bars that they gave out, that was a total slap in the face to Vince if you ever saw one. And hey, I think it's great. I think that whole night was so special. A buddy of mine reached out to me and said that he was one of the ones crying. He wasn't the guy in the front, in the crowd there in the front row crying. But man,
but that guy that was crying in the front row, man. People were actually bashing him, it's not cool because it was very emotional. Like I was emotional as being an ex-wrestler, an ex-promoter, or whatever, because I know it's good for business. And then like that guy's getting free tickets now by Dreamer, I guess, and he's probably going to be at AEW with CM Punk probably, and Punk probably hook him up.
Yeah.
He's getting a meet and greet with Punk.
Yeah. So people are just so cynical, and people are not happy for people. And it was an emotional time. And hey, man, when the Steelers won the Super Bowl, I was crying like a little kid. You know, when Roddy Piper passed, I cried. I'm a big boy. I get emotional. I'm Italian.
Yeah.
You know, that guy, it was good. And they panned him in the crowd. So they got him.
I mean, that's what you want to see. You want to see people invested.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, but just to answer your question, Bubs, the rating for Rampage on Friday was big numbers, massive numbers. It was 1.129 million viewers.
And that's at 10 o'clock too. And they were still
on a
so
Friday
excited.
night.
They were so excited.
It was up 53% from last week's Rampage.
Ooh, how do you think Dynamite's going to do Wednesday?
Big.
Oh, well. I bet you the pay-per-view buys are going to be huge.
Well, it's already sold out.
Huge.
Like,
well, I'm talking about for actual
pay-per-view,
But the whole thing, guys, is we all like this product because we've seen it live, and we can feel that electricity and energy. And in Chicago, those people felt it. Like, it touched me through my big fucking screen TV. You know what I mean? I felt it. I'm not a big CM Punk fan, okay, but I do respect him. I respect him for a lot of stuff, and I do like his wrestling. But this is something so big, like it's going to be huge.
And Punk stood up for what he believed in. He held out for 7 years. This was the right situation, and he's back. He's back.
Yeah. Did you buy a shirt already? Did you get a shirt?
I did not. I did not buy a shirt.
You will though.
I had the old one. I had the true. I had the old one. I might still have it somewhere. I don't know. But no. I thought it was funny that he took basically a very similar shirt design, and he marketed it, just changed it a little bit. And like I said, a little slap in the face to Vince all around.
If it's not broken, why fix it?
Exactly. And it's probably sold so many freaking shirts, Pro Wrestling Tees, can't even keep up. But just to kind of pivot here while we're in the wrestling topic, WWE, their response was SummerSlam, was Becky and Brock Lesnar.
That was bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Cable. Does Vince honestly think that Brock Lesnar is the answer at this point?
I think
he's going to bring in a big section of the casual viewers, I honestly believe, because there's people that still chant for or root for Goldberg, but
see, I don't see it. It's the same crap that we've been, force-fed for years now.
But we don't see it. We don't see it because that's how we look. But the casual fans, that's all they ever talk about. Like they don't talk about Damian Priest. They're talking about Lesnar or Goldberg or Rey Mysterio or
how many times have we seen somebody get called up from NXT and then the crowd on Raw or SmackDown doesn't even know who they are? Like, there's a large portion of that crowd that all they watch is Raw or SmackDown, and that's it. And WWE, I've probably said this before, but with us, the topic we just left with AEW and Punk and WWE and everything wrong with them and SummerSlam, they have no desire to make the fans happy. That's the feeling I get, Vince. And, like, what's the point, Like, that's how it's been for years. If you're wrestling in your hometown, it's a well-known fact that you're going to lose. If you wrestle for WWE, you lose in your hometown. Like, it's just, they never send you home feeling good. That's not a priority. And
I mean, I'm not, I'm not asking for complete fan service from them.
No,
but man, they completely do the opposite of what people want.
Absolutely.
What they did to Bianca Belair was just catastrophic. Like, I think she was emotional in the ring because she already knew. Like, she was emotional in the ring because she knew she was going to get squashed by Becky Lynch. And don't get me wrong, I like Becky Lynch, but what happened would have been a marquee matchup that could have stole the show, and it didn't. It's like you got fast service and you hurry up and longevity was nothing there.
I guarantee that was also a response to what happened on Friday.
I think a lot of it was.
I mean, Vince was trying to pull whatever he could out of the hat.
And what doesn't make sense is they knew Sasha wasn't there. She never made the trip to Vegas. Why are you running promos during the show for that match? And then at the very last second, you say she's not able to compete. Like, that company is such a shit show anymore. And the thing with the Bianca and the Becky, like, I don't know if this is legit or if it's just dirt sheet, you know, but I heard somebody quoted that Vince wanted to give the crowd a moment with Becky since Sasha couldn't be there. And that's another, you know, con in the long list of what WWE does. Instead of focusing on telling a story, they just want to sprinkle out throughout these moments. People remember this or remember that, but in between, you get dog shit.
She turned heel though. She sucker punched Belair and then took the title off of her. Like,
yeah, but she's getting cheered.
I know, but that Belair is a future star. Like, I can't believe that they actually gave both women's championships the title that night.
Oh, well, hold on, I'm going to stop you there.
What?
She's only going to be a future star if they utilize it the right way. How many careers did Vince bury? Especially coming from NXT. So I have no faith that she's going to be a star working for Vince McMahon. There's no guarantee. Nope. Unless you make him fast money and draw him fast ratings, you ain't going to be shit.
What's good ratings though now, because you know now he's going to have to compete on his pay-per-views with the football. He ain't beating football. This ain't the mid-90s. He's not beating the NFL, and he could barely beat The Walking Dead at The Walking Dead in his prime on Sunday nights. Like, the streaming stuff is killing him. And
how does he expect? Go ahead, brother.
No, go ahead.
How does he expect somebody, you know, to get behind Bianca? Not, you know, we are, because we see what she is and we respect that and everything. But, you know, if you're the long-term WB viewer, but you're in that casual category, they did nothing with her championship run to build any credibility or like get people behind her. Like, and I know, you know, the pandemic had a little bit to do with that, but they're not building stars like they used to.
It's like rehashed tires. Like, I understand Matt Riddle and stuff, you know, taking the title. Matt Riddle's good, but no offense, I'm more than just a Cesaro fan, but you don't even see him anymore. Like, the tag team titles are in disarray on both sides. I mean, you could get a DUI and still become SmackDown Tag Team Champion. What does that tell you?
Yep, absolutely. You're right.
Then, you know, Bobby Lashley puts the full Nelson on a 15 or 16 or 14-year-old kid. How does even like sponsorships be like, hey, Vince, you can't be doing that. It's child abuse. It really is. I mean, it's, you know.
I don't know how that happened or how they're getting away with that.
I don't know either.
How they're even in their heads, they think that's a right direction to go. But then we have Brock Lesnar coming out. Looks like a freaking onion with his man bun or whatever.
He looks like a Viking. He looks like a Viking. He looks in shape. He looks in shape. I mean, he's hooking up with Sable.
He's always going to be in shape.
I know, but he looks bigger though. He looks bigger now than he did before. And I think Paul Lee crapped his pants when he saw him come out, even though he knew he was coming out. But Paul Lee is money in this kind of feud between the both of them, which he's probably going to turn on Roman Reigns and go with Brock.
Well, why? Roman Reigns is going to stick around. Brock Lesnar will be around for a couple of months and take off. And then you got Cena. His whole summer scene is over already. Not that I care, but you know they all come back, and The Rock's guilty of this too. Oh, I'm not going anywhere. I'm back. Right? I'm never leaving. When's the last time we saw The Rock?
We'll see him soon.
I don't want to see The Rock. I don't want him to come back. I don't want Cena to come back. I don't want Lesnar to come back.
I want to see The Rock as Black Adam. That's what I want to see.
Well, yeah.
Well, we have a 1-minute warning here on this, but I'm just gonna say here.
Time check.
You got to do the time check. You know, people's attention spans, they don't want to hear us.
Before we do the wrestling stuff, Walter against that Russian was the best match of the whole week besides the return of CM Punk.
Oh, Walter's the shit.
Yes.
I mean, the whole NXT UK is the shit, to be honest with you. They are that promotion is great. I hope it is not being killed like, you know, our NXT. But yeah, Walter's the man. Walter was the man before he got to NXT UK. Yep. So, great stuff. Great stuff. I actually hope he doesn't come to the main roster. But
I don't hope anybody doesn't come to the main roster because Monday Night Raw last night put me to sleep. I was out by 9:30, which is terrible.
Yeah, we in our group text. Yeah, we were texting.
I was done, dude.
Yeah,
I was done.
But
sorry.
I've been there. No worries. Anyway, that's our time for the wrestling segment. That was my segment of choice. We're going to move on to the round robin. We're going to go to Cable. You're up. What are we talking about?
All right, we're talking Marvel.
No surprise.
Awesome. But yeah, right. Well, as you can see right here, I got a lot on my mind after last night. But shout out to Marvel right now for just killing it. You know, look at all the stuff they put out.
And if you haven't seen it yet, go over and watch the reaction trailer that Cable did and released last night. He did 2 within this week, but the one last night, great trailer, great reaction video. And if you haven't checked that out, go to Cable's Cuts over on our YouTube channel. Go ahead, Cable.
Thanks for the plug, Matt.
Absolutely.
But yeah, shout out to Marvel. You know, they're killing it this year with the Disney Plus, you know, WandaVision, Loki, What If now, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they put the Black Widow out, and Shang-Chi's coming out. I put out in our group text earlier today about this fight scene that was being lauded. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch that or not. But
I did not.
Shang-Chi is getting a lot of buzz right now. It's 92% roughly on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a good sign. And they're really talking up the fight scenes and the action in this movie. They're comparing it to like Jackie Chan style fight scenes and everything. And if you watch that clip, it's on the bus that they keep showing in the trailer. Dude, it's unlike anything Marvel's done before. Like, it got me so pumped for this movie. So we got that coming out. We got the Eternals coming out.
Well, Shang-Chi, like I said before, is based on Bruce Lee himself. So it has to be that this action has to be legit.
And it's the actor doing it too, because they're not jump cutting and stuff. Like, yeah, when you get a chance, check out that clip. And then 2 months later, we have the Eternals coming out, which I could see people being divisive, and especially with it not being that well known of a property.
You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention and know a little bit of history of Jack Kirby and how he did that. So,
and if you look at the trailer that I reacted to, the final trailer, it's a beautiful trailer, and they just like they're doing something different with Shang-Chi. Eternals, I believe they shot a lot more of this movie on location than they usually do. Like, they picked out really exotic landscapes and stuff, places to go for this, and it doesn't look like any other Marvel movie, you know. And then so they hit us last night with this Spider-Man trailer, which kind of came out of the blue. You know, the trailer was leaked, I guess, on Sunday or Monday, and I stayed away from it because I wanted to watch it in HD and, you know, the right version of it. And then Sony did a presentation somewhere for, I guess, investors or something last night. And it's just a buzz on Twitter all night long. Everybody's saying, oh, the trailer's going to drop tonight. Trailer's going to drop tonight. I'm thinking, why would they drop the trailer at, you know, this late without any kind of advertisements or anything? And then sure shit, it pops up on YouTube at like 10:15. And I had to run into my recording studio and throw all my stuff together and do the reaction because I knew I couldn't wait to watch the trailer, you know. And oh, what a trailer it was. I mean, I loved it. You could tell from the reaction. What did you guys think of it?
Same as you. I saw it twice. I watched it twice. And then I watched your reaction trailer. I actually watched that twice today too. So I watched it 4 times today.
Nice. How about you as the resident Spider-Man fan? How do you feel, Matt?
I think it's a unique concept of what they're doing. You know what I mean? I mean, I was excited about it. I was really, I mean, your reaction to it got me excited. For one, watching this, but no, I thought, I mean, it looked great. It looks great. It's a little bit different take. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, this is, I mean, you guys would know better than I, but this isn't like a straight from the comic books type of storyline.
They're taking influences from it.
Okay. A little bit is, I believe.
Yeah.
And this is going to kick us off into the multiverse. Is that how this is going to? Okay.
Yeah. It looks like because some people were saying when they have that scene where he's casting the spell and then it goes awry, you see like quick flashes. The effects looked a lot like what you saw in the Loki series.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the trailer starts and it shows where Peter's life is at now that his identity is out. And I love the direction. Like, it was dark, you know, like him being like mobbed and heckled by the crowds and stuff, and showing how much it's hurting the people around him, which is the side of, you know, the cause. If you have a secret identity, you know, people around you, and it gets revealed, people around you are probably going to suffer. And
that's how it always happens.
Right. And, you know, so he wants to fix that. And you see him, like, he's even in trouble with the law. Like, they're, you know, he's framed for Mysterio's death from Far From Home.
Now, Cable, let me ask you a question. When he was sitting down and that individual threw all that stuff there, you knew who that was, right?
It sure looked like Matt Murdock.
No, I'm telling you, I'm going to bet my right nut on it.
Yeah. Yeah, he had the rolled up sleeves and everything. Yeah. There's a lot to discern from this trailer. It was jam packed.
Because you didn't see his face, and I think the next trailer you probably will, or the third trailer.
Well, there's another really quick snippet in that trailer somewhere when he's in that interrogation room from a different angle, and you see like an outline of the guy in the white shirt, and it certainly could be Charlie Cox playing Matt Murdock.
I believe it
Daredevil,
is. I believe it is. He was so good in Netflix too in that series.
Yeah, he was. So then he goes to see Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange, to try and reverse what had been done. And I wrongly called this out in my trailer reaction. But in the comics, they do a storyline similar to this. In Civil War, Tony Stark talks, you know, Peter into revealing his secret identity to the world. And they do a storyline after Civil War where, you know, he regrets having shown the world his identity, and he strikes up a deal with Marvel's version of the devil, essentially Mephisto. And at this point, you know, he's an adult. He's married to Mary Jane and stuff.
He was getting married to Mary Jane because he wanted to save Aunt May's life because Aunt May got shot.
Yeah. Okay.
In the comic book.
All right. And Mephisto offers him up a trade. He will, you know, make everybody forget his secret identity if he gives up his love, you know, his relationship with Mary Jane, and he does it. And it was really divided fans when the comic book came out and stuff. But so, you know, they do their MCU twist on it, and you got Doctor Strange. But dude, Doctor Strange was a little off in this. Like,
I don't think it was him.
Yeah.
I don't. Because
really questioning that
the arrogance, you know what I mean? Yeah. There was a different swagger about him,
right?
You know what
I mean? Because he is arrogant, but like there was something
not like this,
right? This was like cheeky, like devilish almost, you know, like when he winked at him and stuff.
Can you say something, Cable? How come he couldn't fix the goddamn hole in the sanctuary? Like, why? I mean, go to Lowe's.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that too.
Yeah, I mean, he had so much snow, and then he's building a fire. And in that coffee cup, it was a fox, and they say that was about 20th century fox. But I think it's a fox based on how he's outfoxing Doctor Strange. That's just my opinion.
If he's Mephisto, maybe hell froze over, and that's why the Sanctum Sanctorium looks like that.
But you get it to Lowe's. I don't know.
Right. And then it looks like Wong is on his way to Shang-Chi, which I don't know if this will take place before that, but Wong is in Shang-Chi. And he's got his bags packed, and that's what it seems like he's doing. He's going off somewhere. But so, you know, Doctor Strange starts casting this spell to hide his identity from the whole world, and Peter starts to not regret it, but double think everybody not knowing he's Spider-Man, and he kind of messes up the spell. And then, you know, you see everything go to shit, and a lot of effects. It looks like the multiverse is opening up. And then you get a lot of really cool scenes of Spider-Man going through kind of like effects that they showed in the original Doctor Strange movie, you know, with the city folding in on itself. That was cool. And then there's the train going through the desert that turns like, it's almost like a kaleidoscope of trains.
And they say that's the original train from the
Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of that. But it also looks like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange are adversaries in that. like the body language and stuff. And who knows, we won't know till we see it. So you see that, and then it's just quick clips, that you see some lightning bolts, some electricity hitting the ground, which is Electro. He's confirmed to be in it. And then in one of the scenes where the lightning hits the ground, it kind of lights up this silhouette that looks a lot like Sandman, or, a composite of sand in a somewhat body shape. And then there's a part, I can't see it still, but, Spider-Man looks like he might be down in a sewer or somewhere, and there's a figure behind bars or something, and it roars and tries to, lunge at him. And a lot of people are pretty convinced that that's Lizard. Mm-hmm. And then the big part of the trailer, this was my favorite part, even though I called it wrong in my reaction. You see a pumpkin bomb get launched onto the bridge, and it's almost identical to the ones that Sam Raimi's original Spider-Man was using. And you hear a voice that sounds a lot like Willem Dafoe, calling out Peter Parker, and then he does the maniacal cackle. And it hasn't been confirmed that he's returning, but we know we got some kind of goblin. And then you see, the metal tentacle arm come flying up and smash in. And here's Alfred Molina reprising Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man 2. But just so many cool things. There's a flash where Doctor Strange pushed the astral version out, and a lot of cool stuff. But it got me super hyped for it. And I'm a really big fan of the comic Spider-Verse, and I love the animated movie Into the Spider-Verse. And if we are truly getting the live action version, I'm so ready for it. So
it's kind of a cool way how they're kind of tying this up, because they realized that some of the last Spider-Mans were duds. Duds, and not necessarily fan favorites. So, incorporating like some of the past, Spider-Mans.
Well, this would be this is the last trilogy of his high school years. Yes. And then you're going to get 3 more supposedly, but the Sinister Six is coming, and we've seen half of them in that trailer. And the Vulture is somewhere. I mean, Michael Keaton's somewhere.
Well, he's in Morbius.
Yeah, and then they're incorporating all that stuff in this Spidey universe.
Yes. So it's a cool way of doing it, of like, kind of playing on the past mistakes and bringing it into the storyline, which is really cool.
But
giving them a chance to shine again, make up for where they were lacking before.
Did you see him on the car? Tom Holland, Spider-Man is on the car, and he has the suit jacket, and he has the pair of pants reminiscent of Maguire's Spider-Man, the way he actually dressed. Now, I'm thinking, as crazy as people call me crazy, do you think when Doc Ock comes up, he sees Maguire's Spider-Man and not Tom Holland's Spider-Man?
Well, when Doc Ock stands up and he says whatever he says about Peter Parker, it's a completely different backdrop to where he's on top of the taxi or car, and he the nano suit comes over. They're two completely different scenes, so I don't think that they're in the same scene there. The tentacle, when it grabs, it comes up and smashes the bridge. That appears to be the same location, but when he's actually talking, it doesn't. It looks like a different background. So, but Marvel, this trailer, like, look at how much we're talking about it. What could be or what couldn't be. Like,
yeah, we got to December
to have this conversation. Yeah, which isn't super far away either, but it reminds me of like when you see a Star Wars trailer and you're trying to decipher everything out of it and pick everything out. Like, usually don't get that with a Marvel movie.
Except for the last trailers. No discussion.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was great.
Yeah. Got about one minute left, guys, for this segment. And then we're moving on to the main event.
I mean, I pretty much got all my shit in, but I'll plug the Eternals trailer then. Did you guys watch the Eternals trailer?
I did. I see every trailer out, and I'm really looking forward. Yeah. I'm looking forward to Carrington's version of Dane Whitman, because I am a huge Dane Whitman fan.
Okay.
And I'm looking for him to be the Black Knight and to make it legit in the Marvel universe on screen.
What do you think, Mav? Which I'm not super knowledgeable on the Eternals myself, probably not nearly as much as Bubba, but what do you think, coming from probably less of a background?
again, I'm going to reiterate what you said about how beautiful of a trailer it was. It looks like a really unique story. I don't, like I said, I don't know much about it at all. Like, damn near none.
Hey, you got Angelina Jolie and Selma Hayek. Yeah. Right there, thumbs up right there.
That's right. But no, it looks interesting. I'm excited to see it, but like I said, I don't know much about it at all.
Yeah.
But we are at time, so we're gonna cut you off there and move on.
Moving on.
We're moving on to the main event.
Oh my,
Bubba,
I've been in a main event a couple of times. I always had my back to the 3 count. But this one here, we're going to talk about something that 2 out of the 3 of us actually enjoy. The third one's not so much because he's still complaining that his quarterback left him to go to Tampa. And I don't know if they're going to get into playoffs this year. But we're going to be talking some Steeler football. The Steelers played Detroit, which was very hard to watch that game in SummerSlam. But I wanted to watch the Steeler game. The Steeler game made it to the big screen. Wrestling made it to the small screen. But honestly, guys, I have to say, because it was the first team for at least 3 series, I mean, the Steelers actually first team looked very, very good. I don't know if any of you guys caught any of the game.
Mean, you got to take it with a grain of salt because
it's exhibition. I understand that.
Well, it's exhibition, but it's also Detroit.
I know, but still, you got to have some cohesiveness on that offensive line because there's no.
That's what I was going to say. You took the words out of my mouth. That offensive line looked pretty decent. Ben looked pretty damn good.
He's not eating ice cream, I don't think, is he? Eating ice cream?
Yeah, I heard he knocked it off.
Well, you told me you're my connection with the ice cream stuff, and I tell everybody.
I haven't heard lately, but I know of a person that's been doing some ice cream delivery over to his house. So,
I know all about eating ice cream, but I'm not a professional athlete, so I can eat all the ice cream I want to.
If I was making his money, I'd eat whatever they wanted.
Well, speaking of ice cream, I went and got Dairy Queen ice cream in Indiana, and it was a milkshake. So they didn't do that.
All of our conversations end up turning into about a blizzard.
Yeah,
and trust me, I'm a fan of a blizzard. I'm just saying,
but not a melted blizzard. It's a milkshake. But anyway, Ben looked good. Scrambled around a little bit, and he threw to Ebron. Ebron bounced off his chest. This tight end has got some issues because if he can't catch a ball in the red zone, this second string guy from Penn State.
No, you got to start. You got to start that kid.
Well, I don't know if they're going to start him, but
no, they should. Then they're making a mistake. I'm sorry.
Muth. He 2 touchdowns in a red zone. Almost had a third one. Like, this kid is going to be, and I knew he was a first-round pick. We just barely, I mean, pray to God we got him in the second round. They're comparing him to, somebody that used to do like Cable.
People thought it was a bad pick. They're complaining we picked a tight end.
Not me. He can block also, and that adds to Ben's arsenal because I don't want Ben throwing 50 times a game like last year. We can run the ball. Nigel Harris can run the ball, and I will state this as my life depends on it. That is the AFC rookie. That is the rookie of the year.
Well, I hope you're right. Injury. Here's my concern. Okay.
The
last time, how many weeks did we see with a different quarterback? Whether it was Rudolph or whoever is it? No, listen. What did we do? We ran the freaking ball. As soon as Ben steps in there again, what did we do? We passed the ball almost the whole time. So, hey, I get it. Ben's capable of doing that, but we don't want to see that.
He was under center. 6 times he was under center. He needs to go at least 10. And I understand they want to get him some reps of throwing. Okay, he had 138 yards, I believe, 2 touchdowns, and he had I think he was 13 out of 15, I believe. I mean, that first quarter, they looked like they were, you know what I mean? But they have to run the ball. You don't ever see the fullback. Haven't seen the fullback all preseason. You never will. They're paying Watt $9 million to hand out water.
Wait till they see what his brother's going to end up making. So,
and real quick, the Pittsburgh Steelers do not do this. This is highly unlikely what they're doing. So they're breaking all kind of structural stuff of signing people in the off season. You know what I mean?
They need to.
I know, but
the formula.
But TJ Watt is still under contract. You know, he's still under contract.
I'm not saying give them the world, but I'm saying what the Steelers do year in and year out hasn't been working, so they need to change it.
But he's not worth $100 million.
I heard rumors that they do plan on signing him, and he's going to be the highest paid defensive player.
Yes, and then that's it. We're done. We don't have nobody else because we blew all our money on TJ. We don't have anybody else. We're not going to be able to sign. We need one player. He's a defensive guy. Like, he's great, but I'm a huge Steeler fan, but not $100 million or not the highest paid, because he'll be the highest paid guy this week, and the next week somebody else will get it. It's all that rotating kind of shit.
What do you feel he's worth?
He's not worth $100 million. No man. I don't think any man's worth $100 million.
I don't disagree with you, but what would you pay him?
Enough that he could substantiate. Look, TJ Watt last year in Cleveland alone didn't do a goddamn thing. He didn't do anything. No sacks, nothing. He was off the field in the third quarter when they needed him the most. He was taking a powder keg or something. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I was a little upset during that Cleveland playoff game, but he didn't come through. Your star player's got to come through, like something like that. I know Ben. Look, I understand that, but if it wasn't for that first over the head thing right there, you're down 7. We couldn't stop. We do have a linebacker now in Joe Sherbert. I'm telling you what, that is a good pickup for a cheap price that we got from our boys in Jacksonville. He's a good pickup, and he can cover the tight end. We need that. So our defense is solidified, but I just don't think TJ's worth $100 million or $120 million. He might be more than that.
Well, let's see what he gets.
Yeah.
I know Ben got paid that, guys, but Ben always structured his contract.
Now, the quarterbacks are different.
I know, because you need a good quarterback anymore.
And I believe TJ would also restructure his deal. But
I hope so.
I don't know. That's just a lot of money. But everybody keeps saying the Steelers are going to have so much money next year.
Next year, but it's not this year, and he's still under contract. Like, if I did that at my job, hey, Bub, you're under contract. I'm trying to get a hell of a deal here. My contract's not up. Like, if I'm a union guy. Oops, sorry, but I can't get a new contract till my other contract's up.
Well, when is his contract up?
My union sucks.
Next year?
I think after this season.
Yeah, they usually try to lock him in the year going into their contract year. And
Mika's due up too. Now I know we got a high. Look, I know we got a high thing, and but they did look good. I'm not putting a lot of effort. I just wanted to see some cohesiveness on the offense. The defense, without TJ, and I don't know if you guys know this, but Stephon Tuitt hasn't been practicing because his brother got killed by a drunk driver, and he's emotionally distraught, and he might not be playing. And that's a big, huge loss right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, we have to wait and see. But they're Friday's game against Carolina, I don't even care.
You're not going to see anybody.
No, you're not seeing anybody, and you don't want to see the first teamers. You want to see some guys on the offensive line like this rookie Moore, and Green will be starting center. And I think the line with a couple games under their belt will be a cohesive unit, and they're going to run the ball, and they're going to do this Matt Canada offense. You're a Pitt guy, if he's going to be legit or not. Like, I don't know. I'll give everybody. We had Todd Haley, and I'll give everybody a benefit of doubt, but I'll run them out of town as soon as they start sucking and play calling shit and not using. And please just use a fullback. God damn it.
Here's the problem, though. Ben's got to conform to the style, and if he's not willing to do it, it's not going to work.
He has to, or he's done.
Yeah.
And Ben, I don't know if Ben will last all season because he added that extra game, and those last seven weeks is brutal. I don't know if he's eating super ice cream. He's going to need it. And Ben has to fucking keep his ego in check. I love Big Ben, the best Steeler quarterback ever, because Bradshaw had a great defense. And Bradshaw was good in his last 2 Super Bowls because they ran the ball and it was defense that won the first 2. But, look, Ben has to realize he's got other people to help him out. And Najee Harris is a big part of that. And with this new tight end, he's going to be the Heath Miller that we always wanted, I believe.
Well, here's the thing. If you can run the ball and throw the ball to the running back, that's a plus. You have a tight end that's hopefully going to be a beast. I'm telling you, he's going to beat out Ebron.
Well, he should after a while.
But Ebron's not a bad choice either.
And Juju and him got to quit dancing to TikTok. I don't want to see TikTok. I want to see receptions and touchdowns. And I know
you have Juju. That's a hell of a wide receiver. You have Claypool, hell of a wide receiver. You got Johnson.
Got to catch the ball.
But hey, he usually shows up.
I know.
You know what I mean?
They had a lot of drops.
Then you have Washington.
They had a lot of drops.
Then you have Washington.
Mav, they had
Washington. Washington didn't drop shit, believe it or not. I know it's preseason, but that's a good sign.
It wasn't for Ben screwing up and fucking up in Cleveland. Ben had 35 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, and his arm was dying. And the Thanksgiving game, and then they went back and they played like 3 games in like 6 days or something like that. We were the only team that ever got screwed on that. I'm going to say that, but we ran out of gas. We ran out of gas.
You're right. You're right. Here's the thing, though. Run the ball. You can't run the ball. Just do the little dunks to the running back. The same as a run, right?
Well, they're going to be cutting people. So what running backs besides Harris do you keep?
Well, you have a powerhouse tight end. Hold on. You have a powerhouse tight end. Guess what that formula is? The Tom Brady formula. You have a powerhouse tight end, and you have a running back that you could just
don't say that too loud. You're going to piss them off down below.
Just saying. Hey, if you can't beat them, join them. Do what they do. Mock them.
It's got to be coaching and focus too.
It's a copycat league anyway.
It is.
So yeah, they should be able to figure out something with all the pieces they have.
They have a lot of offensive weapons still. Hopefully, offensive line holds up though in order to be able to utilize it.
They go into Buffalo and they run the ball and they get a win, squeak a win out of Buffalo, and show the world Buffalo a first game and go from there. Take one game at a time. Because
that's your game plan. Run the ball.
Run the ball. Yeah. Oh my God. Show off that rookie because he's hungry. And I seen him put shoulders. Yeah. And that little screen pass he got a 42-yard reception. Yeah.
So I'm talking about the little Duke.
They're not even going to show. They're not showing nothing until Buffalo. This game Friday night is a wash game. There's just see some young talent, which it's nice to watch football, but I won't be watching it originally. I'm going to watch it later on because I'm going to the Homer City game.
If I can get it where I'm going to be, I will watch it because I do like watching this talent try to fight for a job.
Sure,
you know what I mean. It is interesting to me. That underdog mentality. Hopefully,
we got the new punter. We get a new punter. We get a new returner. We got to get somebody in the slot and corner. Probably Cam Newton takes over Hilton's spot. They're going to have to put somebody in the corner. And Joe Hayden wants a big contract. No offense, Joe. You're not worth a big contract. That's just my opinion. You're 33 years old. You got a couple. You're great, but you're good, but not great.
He's not going to. If he wants something big, he's not going to get it here. He's not going to get it elsewhere. Somebody will overpay.
Well, maybe. But I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. So that's my Steeler wrap up. I'll be doing Steeler stuff, guys. Like every game, I'll do stuff like I've been doing for many years, but I'm doing it on our YouTube channel. And I'll have statistics, but not too much.
That's pre or post, or maybe both sometimes, depending on what time the game is.
Yeah.
And who, So,
I like to do a matchup. Something quick to put on our channel. A pregame matchup like Ron Jaworski and Merrill Hodge used to do, and then go from there and then do a wrap up and see what kind of stuff, if it's not too late, if I can get them done real quick and get them out there and get all the stats that I need for our channel.
And trust me, whenever I'm available, I will join you.
Oh, thanks.
Because, I love talking Steelers football. But if you don't been seeing Bubba on a post-game show, it's something to be, behold.
My blood pressure gets that Saints game was out of control.
Why are you even trying to hide it? You know what's going to happen. You're going to get pissed off.
I know I'm going to get fucked off. I know
You're going to be bitching about Tomlin. You're going to be bitching about everything. You're going to get pissed.
I don't like Tomlin. Tomlin has look, all that talent you had trophies. And he, to me, before I got out of here, that time that in Kansas City, we beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and he had AB doing that Facebook Live in there. He should have kicked his ass from pillar to post and took control of that team. And right there and then, that right there is the demise to me of Tomlin right there. He didn't. So you suspended him the next in Cincinnati. That right there, you should have showed something, but no, he's too much of a raw coach. And I catch heat all the time. Well, Bubba, who would you like to have as a coach? Look, man, nobody knew who Mike Tomlin was. He was a secondary coach Okay, they knew who he was, but he wasn't like the greatest coach in the world. But if people like to be 8-8 and 7-7 and whatever, this year you got to have a winning record or you're done.
There's no 500 season this year.
No. It's either it's going to be one way or the other due to the game schedule and
I like
the extra
Bill Cowher.
game.
Cowher
but we are
with Cordell. I know I'm wrapping up. I'm done.
But Bill Cowher had a lot of losing seasons too. And let me just tell you this. I know you don't want to hear it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead before we get out.
I know you don't want to hear it, but the thing of it is, the league has changed.
It has changed to a passing league. But I will say, if we had drafted Dan Marino in 1983, we'd have 20 Super Bowls in our locker room. And I know he didn't do coke, and we should have drafted him because Gabe Rivera wrecked his car, and we wouldn't be discussing anything besides trophies.
Well, the thing of it is, if that was the case, if he had everybody would hate us, just like
let him hate us. Let him hate us. If Cowher, my last remark of this podcast right now, this show, if Cowher would have had Big Ben more than a couple seasons, oh my God, he wouldn't have threw a triple thing into Denver in a championship game. That's all I got.
He could have stayed, but anyway,
no, he had to go.
No, his wife determined that. His wife determined that for him.
Women determine a lot of stuff. I got to go upstairs right now. That's where I'm going.
I know all about it. Anyway. That's another topic for another time, whatever. Anyway, guys, you're listening to the Triple B Experience Unscripted. Like, subscribe, share our content, and go over to YouTube and hit that sub button. Subscribe. You're going to see a lot of good content coming out. In the last week, we put out 6 shows in the last week. 4 of them were yesterday alone, right? We're trying to pump out content to be entertaining. So keep an eye out for that. Like, again, we have Cable's Cuts, we have Unscripted, we have Bubba's Cosmic Comic Review, we have limited edition, we have the Comic Book Club, the Triple B Experience on Idiot Radio, and then we're gonna have Bubba's Steeler pre and post game. So we got a lot of stuff coming out. We hope you're enjoying it. Again, thank you all.
Subscribe, people. Subscribe. This is the best YouTube channel, Pittsburgh and beyond. You like that one? I like that one.
Anyway, next week I am on vacation. Fair warning. So if anybody out there is actually looking forward to this show coming out weekly, I apologize. I will be on vacation. However, we have enough content to keep you entertained in between now and then. So, and I plan on getting this one out as soon as possible too. So a little bit of a break next week for everybody, but we will be back after that, ready to talk Steelers football and, AEW with CM Punk and all that good stuff. So, again, we're signing out. Thank you very much.